mention our soundtrack every single week.
They came with me to this project. I was living in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and I had never done any kind of a music score. So I want to thank you for the opportunity. And it turned out, excuse the glove, but it turned out exciting.
Right.
And I enjoyed it very, very much. Thank you very much.
No, and I want to even go back further because, essentially about 10 years ago, maybe more, I met Zoilo Torres, and they were saying, hey, Eddie wants to recreate the Harlem River Drive album.
Right.
And we think you should be involved in some way.
Well, let me tell you how this all happened. The great Ronnie Cuba, baritone, that's on doing it in the park, playing baritone.
Uh-huh.
He brought me the Aretha Franklin Orchestra, the great musicians in New York that to do Harlem River Drive.
Yeah.
I had told the owner of Roulette Records that I didn't want to record on Tico. I wanted this to be on Roulette so we could go for the crossover, okay? We recorded it, and the next thing we know, the biggest fans that I had were the Weathermen. And the Weathermen were anti-country, anti-state, which was incredible. Now Morris Levy has the CIA and the FBI in his office looking.
Una locura.
Yeah, to find out what, and now he calls me, Mr. Palmieri, what did you record for me?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know what you want to call it, but to me, it's a great LP.
Yeah.
And someday it will be recognized as such. Now, Mr. Joe Locke is no joke on vibes. He is
Did you just say no joke?
No joke. Joe Locke is exceptionally.
He's bananas.
Yeah, he's
Can you say it? Can you say he's bananas?
Well, you have to be careful when you use banana because you will make a monkey out of you and I with music with appeal. Get it? They were giving me an interview, and then in Spanish, and then the guy said in Spanish to me, Señor Palmieri, the last question, ¿Es verdad que usted está loco? Which means, is it true that you're crazy?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of Aristotle, the philosopher, who said that an inspired a musician is an inspired madman.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, of course. So the next day, it comes out a bulletin in the paper. Eddie Palmieri declares himself insane,
I listened to Eddie Palmieri's Doing in the Park, the soundtrack. I'm not just saying this because it's the soundtrack for me and Kevin Coulieau's film. I'm saying it completely detached from the project. This album is as good as anything you've ever recorded. And you're about to turn 77. You have 50 years of recording. That's to me, I can't think of an equal.
You're talking about something that's so dear to me, which has to do with what I love the most, what I call quality, which means quality by the personnel that I've always insisted on having.
Right.
That way it stands forever.
Yeah.
And that the young student will always have something to listen to so that he could extend on it later.
Right.
Right.
And
that's been always my dream. That's what I will leave naturally, And so I want to thank you for those beautiful words, and I appreciate that in my vinyl heart. And I love vinyl.
I love vinyl too.
And thank you in my heart.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way: there was a pianist called a pianist from La Sonora Matancera.
Yeah.
The great Sonora Matancera, Cuba.
And
his name was
Celia played with them, right?
Celia started with them at 18 years old. His name was Lino Frias. Lino, Lino Frias. And he taught me this, and this goes for you too. You live in my heart and pay no rent.